When Interstellar hit theaters in 2014, it mesmerized audiences with its stunning visuals and emotional storytelling. But behind its epic journey through space and time lies a haunting warning. Humanity's neglect of Earth can lead to irreversible catastrophe. Christopher Nolan's dystopian vision of a planet on the brink of collapse feels less like science fiction today and more like a reality. As the skies over California turn orange and communities flee their homes, it's impossible not to draw parallels between Interstellar's warning and the current wildfire crisis. At the heart of Interstellar is a dying Earth, plagued by environmental collapse. Crops fail one by one as blight spreads across the globe, and massive dust storms force people to adapt to an increasingly hostile planet. This bleak future is not caused by a sudden disaster, but by humanity's long-term neglect of the environment. The message is clear. The planet cannot sustain us if we continue to exploit its resources without regard for the consequences. The wildfires in Los Angeles and across the United States are a stark reminder of this reality. Fueled by rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and changing weather patterns, these fires are not random events. They are the direct result of decades of environmental mismanagement and climate inaction. Just as in Interstellar, where humanity's disregard for the planet creates a living hell, we are now facing the consequences of ignoring the warnings from scientists and environmentalists. California, in particular, has become ground zero for these devastating fires. Once known for its sunny beaches and sprawling urban centers, the state now grapples with annual infernos that consume millions of acres. The economic and ecological toll is staggering, but the human cost is even greater. Families are displaced, lives are lost, and entire communities are left to rebuild from ashes. In Interstellar, the collapse of Earth's environment is a slow but relentless process. Similarly, the wildfires we're seeing today are not isolated incidents, but part of a larger pattern driven by climate change. Rising global temperatures have led to longer and more intense fire seasons, with drier conditions making forests and grasslands more susceptible to ignition. According to climate scientists, California's wildfire crisis is exacerbated by the feedback loop of climate change. As wildfires burn, they release massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, further accelerating global warming. This cycle mirrors the destructive chain reactions depicted in Interstellar, where environmental collapse feeds on itself, leaving humanity with fewer options to survive. Christopher Nolan's vision of dust storms and failing ecosystems is no longer just a cautionary tale. Today, cities like Los Angeles are grappling with similar challenges, as wildfire smoke blankets the skies and air quality reaches hazardous levels. The apocalyptic imagery of Interstellar feels uncomfortably close to home. The impact isn't limited to California. Wildfire smoke travels thousands of miles, affecting air quality across the United States and even reaching other countries. This global interconnectedness is another theme in Interstellar, where the actions of one generation ripple across space and time. Our current climate crisis is a stark reminder that no region is isolated from the consequences of environmental neglect. One of the most striking aspects of Interstellar is how humanity reacts to its impending doom. Instead of addressing the root causes of environmental collapse, society turns inward, focusing on short-term survival rather than long-term solutions. This denial and delay mirror the current response to the climate crisis. For decades, scientists have warned about the consequences of global warming, yet meaningful action has been slow. Politicians debate, corporations prioritize profits, and the public often feels powerless to enact change. Meanwhile, wildfires continue to devastate communities, and the climate crisis intensifies. Like the characters in Interstellar who cling to a failing planet, we are running out of time to make meaningful changes. A key scene in Interstellar involves Cooper, the protagonist, attending a parent-teacher conference where educators deny the moon landing ever happened. This rewriting of history serves as a metaphor for humanity's tendency to deny inconvenient truths. Similarly, climate denial remains a significant barrier to progress. Despite overwhelming evidence, some still question the reality of climate change, delaying the urgent action needed to prevent further disasters. In Interstellar, the cost of inaction is clear. Earth becomes uninhabitable. Cooper, the film's protagonist, is forced to leave his family behind to search for a new home among the stars. While our reality hasn't reached that extreme yet, the cost of inaction is already evident. The wildfires in California have destroyed homes, claimed lives, and displaced thousands of families. The financial toll runs into billions, but the emotional and ecological costs are immeasurable. Wildfires also have a profound impact on biodiversity. California's forests are home to countless species, many of which are endangered. When fires sweep through these habitats, they leave devastation in their wake, threatening the survival of already vulnerable wildlife. In Interstellar, the loss of biodiversity is symbolized by the extinction of crops, a chilling reminder of the interconnectedness of all life on Earth. As we watch communities struggle to rebuild after each wildfire season, it's clear that these disasters are not just natural phenomena, they are warnings. If we continue to ignore the root causes of climate change, the future painted in Interstellar may become our own reality. Despite its grim setting, Interstellar ultimately offers a message of hope. It reminds us that humanity is capable of incredible innovation and resilience. But to save ourselves, we must first acknowledge the problem and commit to change. In the film, this meant finding a new home for humanity. In our world, it means protecting the home we already have. Addressing the climate crisis requires a multifaceted approach. Governments must implement policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, invest in renewable energy, and prioritize forest management to reduce wildfire risks. Communities must work together to adapt to the changing climate, from creating fire-resistant infrastructure to supporting those affected by disasters. And individuals must recognize the power of their choices, from reducing waste to advocating for systemic change. The technology and ingenuity showcased in Interstellar should inspire us to tackle our own challenges with the same determination. Interstellar is a powerful reminder that the survival of humanity depends on our ability to work together and confront difficult truths. One of the most poignant moments in Interstellar comes when Dr. Brand delivers his famous line, "We're not meant to save the world, we're meant to leave it." This sentiment reflects the desperation of a species that has given up on its home. But in our reality, leaving Earth is not an option. We must save the world we have. The wildfires are a stark reminder of what's at stake. They show us the cost of inaction, but they also highlight the importance of resilience and adaptation. By learning from past mistakes and embracing innovative solutions, we can prevent the worst outcomes and build a sustainable future. Interstellar is more than just a science fiction film. It's a cautionary tale about the consequences of ignoring our impact on the environment. The wildfires in Los Angeles are a stark reminder that this warning is no longer confined to the big screen. We are living in the early stages of the environmental collapse that Nolan depicted so vividly. But just as Interstellar showed us the power of human determination, we have the ability to change course. The question is whether we will act before it's too late. The time to heed the warnings is now, before the skies over Los Angeles and the world become a permanent reminder of what we failed to protect.